Hello my friends and welcome to Open Studio D. I'm Vlad Duchev and today we're gonna do a quick study work. What is a quick study work? I will explain, but today I have this scenery, right? This is kind of side of my Airbnb in Southern Rock Lake at Ducks area, and I love this place. It's just tons to paint. Like, I just step outside of my Airbnb and I'm like, wow, I can paint this. So I decided to shoot the video and show it to you. Quick study work. So let's talk. Let's get started.
Here we go.
Now you may ask a question: what is the quick study work and what is the small study work that I normally preach and I have the videos. So let's see the differences. So the small study work is not really small. A small study work starts from, in my flow, it's starting from, or I start from 9 by 12. This is probably the smallest. And a small study work comes after quick study work. So let's maybe look at the quick study work first. So the quick study work is small format. I normally work with 6 by 8. This is my favorite format. I have 6 by 8. I normally cut my gator board, as you know, by myself with a canvas, oil prime canvas, and I have tons of this 6 by 8s in my studio with me all the time because this is just for quick study work. So what is a quick study work? The goal of quick study work is to capture 4 main goals. So the first one is a composition. Make sure the composition works on a quick study work on a small format 6 by 8. So that's the first goal. Make sure that we're nailing the composition. The second one is shapes. Make sure the shapes are working fine on a small 6 by 8. If it's gonna work on 6 by 8, it's gonna work on the large format. The quick small study is basically first step on before you're moving to larger pieces or before even moving with the scenery, whatever you want to capture. You may like it, when I look at this, I make like, wow, this is great, right? Everything looks great, but it may not work on painting. We all know that. We start and we're just wasting time. So the quick study work is designed just for that, just to see if you can actually transfer whatever you see to the canvas, and it's working fine with everything. So the first one is a composition. Second one is shapes. Make sure that all the shapes, you have to eliminate a lot of details and just put the major shapes. So shapes is a goal number 2. And goal number 3 is color relationships. You can make sure when you're working with this, all your colors are working together. So make sure they're not spread around like crazy, so they all group together. And so on and so on. So just color relationship. That's number 3. And number 4 is the values. Make sure that your values are working fine. So, and you get basically studying. So all these 3 goals, all these 4 goals, why I said 3, I'm not sure, but all 4 goals that I mentioned are the study. So you're studying your composition, you're studying your shapes, you're studying your color relationship, and you're studying your values. So four approaches to quick study work. Enough talking, let's get painting. Yesterday I was recording the quick study work and for some reason I just lost the file. I'm not sure how it happened. The file of actual painting was missing. I don't know. I'm trying to investigate right now how it happened, because all the files were, when I loaded from my camera, all the files were loaded, but for some reason the file that actual process of painting was missing, and it is missing. And I look everywhere and I just can't find it. So, and I have the start and I have the end, but actual painting is missing. So today, and unfortunately today is not the same weather because it's overcast, but I think this will be actually it works out, because normally when I do quick study work, this quick study work, which is right here, and I will show you on the screen, you can look at probably right here. I normally do a second study work, what I call small study work, which is I'm painting not exactly from the scenery what I see, but actually look at the scenery, just the shapes, but I'm looking at the colors, how I did it the first time. So actually this is probably will be combination of two demos together. So this is next day, this is not the same day, and when I finish painting this, we'll go to actually this painting, and I will explain the everything about this painting. So you basically will see two paintings in this demo. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually look at this. I'm gonna put it really below right here, and I will show you the process of how I do quick study work. And I will have another video just about importance of quick study work. So let's talk, because we have to leave our Airbnb in probably 45 minutes. So let's get to, to actual painting. So I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna put it right here below. So I'm gonna use it as my reference. And we'll get another canvas, same 6x8. Alright, and what we're going to do, I'm going to actually move camera so you can see what I'm doing right here. Alright, so what do we do when I do quick study work? Basically, I'll take palette knife and I will grab several colors together. And these are the colors that I think introduce. So basically looks like this on my palette right there. And I just dip my paper towel several times and I grab the colors and I apply it right here. I dip again because I want this to be more liquid, more kind of running. Again, I will dip one more time because I need to cover it. This is a quick study work, so you're working no more than 30 minutes. So I'll do another dip. I'm soaking this. I also want to create some texture. Also, I want to make sure this is kind of running. And you know what? I will take ultramarine blue, because I know this part will be darker and this part will be darker, so I can apply it. Alright, that's good. I'll take another paper towel and I will just create the texture, but also remove extra varnish to make sure it's drying fast. And it should dry relatively fast. Now I take my oil pastel and this neo pastel blue color. So I have my sketch right here, and my painting already, so I'm gonna just repeat whatever I see. So it's start from here and then it goes this way down. This is my house right here, like this, with the porch. Right here, even though this is in the dead center, that's fine. Now we're gonna break it with the tree right here. We're gonna break it with a tree right here, and small tree here even, and small tree but higher. This will be lower, this will be higher right here, and this is a porch. This is our highlight. This kind of bush right here, this will be dark part. Shadow this way, shadow this way, this way, this way, and then big shadow from the house, and then shadow right here, which will break, and then shadow right here. That's all. That's all we need. Now we have our 3 brushes. This is number 6, number 4, and number 2. So we'll start with number 6, the bigger brush, and we have our gambling gel kit gel, which we're gonna use today. And we start from darkest part. So the darkest part will be ultramarine blue, transparent orange oxide, and this color. Oops. So this will be darkest part right here. Let me actually add red. Okay, so this will be right here. Let's actually add a little bit green because we need to transition to, and also this I see, and I'm gonna bring the value a little bit up on this side. This will be our tree. Okay, so let's get a little bit of I know it didn't apply it, but I'm gonna apply right now this color here. And you have to watch your edges, okay? Wash the brush, clean the brush. Let's get kind of mist right here. Even though this part we have to put darker right here on this part, but this will be our tree, this will be the house, this highlight, and then you see they're very dark here, and this is good because this will be our highlight on the house, something like this, and we want to make sure our highlight accent is working with the dark. And again, we need to make sure we're watching the our darkest part, which is right here. I'm just looking at my study work, and the study work is more darker, but it's right here. So this is higher, so we need to do something like this. Okay, that's a good. And again, watch the edges, not watch. I need to watch edges. I just want to put a little bit of red right here. Something like this. Okay, now midtones. Then we'll fix everything else. Right, so midtones are green. So let's grab whatever colors we need for midtone greens. So this is the shadow right here. With this bush, I'm leaving space for the tree. The tree will be right here. And also, I want to cool it down a little bit. Now this will be the shadow. This will be the shadow. And this will be the shadow, but I don't like the color because it's too dark. Just too dark. So let's bring it up. By value. Actually. Wipe this. Yeah. So this is our shadow. Now this shadow will be add later on for the tree, from the tree. Now this compared to this should be darker and warmer. So let's put the value down but warm it with orange. So this will be warmer but by value darker. Okay, let's grab the gel. Even darker right here. Okay. Now let's work with the highlights. Let's grab our gel and then let's really work on the highlights. And highlights are very warm. So I'm gonna do, let's see if this will work, this mix. So this is from here. Let's green it a little bit. Yeah, okay, so this will be warm it up. Again, this is a study work, so we don't have to, oops, actually this will be lower because that tree will be lower. We can be more bold in the colors. Now, still not using any titanium white. Okay. Everything is covered. Now, that right here is a little bit cooler. So we're gonna cool it with this kind of color. Give it light a little bit. Now this bush is catching a light as well. This is details. I'm just adding more green and watching the edges. something like this. Now let's work on, actually, let me get this. I like this to cool it down with this color. Yeah, this will be our shadow from this tree. This will be our shadow from this tree. Oops. And a small shadow. Like this. And some edges of this shadows will be cooler. Will create. Now this cool, we're gonna move because I see it right here. So we're gonna move it, but we're gonna watch the edges. Let me. Okay, oops. Even though this is darker, we have to watch the edges. Now the house is not defined yet. We will work on it. Don't you worry. Okay, something like that. Now we'll have some highlights at the top and a little bit stronger here later on. So right now let me move to a smaller brush. Grab my gel and work on the house. So the house is a little bit darker right here. So here's some reflection of grass coming, and then this side is highlighted. So let's grab this color, and this color is very, very simple. And let's cool it down a little bit. So this will be this color. So let's, and again, we are brave with our selection. And as you can see, I'm doing different directions. So it's not just like everything like this, or oh, this is a little bit, we need to cool, a little bit cooler right here, dark kind of. And then we're going a little bit reflection right here. So it's catching reflection. Oops, forgot to clean my brush. So we're gonna catch reflection. So see that, it start now, start glowing kind of. Now the bottom is actually kind of lighter, but not that light. But by value, it's actually lighter than the house. So I'm gonna create that illusion, and also there is a kind of window, so we can indicate some window. And this bush is actually very green kind of, so I'm gonna put a green. And we're gonna catch the light, and also though it's green right here at the bottom, it's always darker, right? So we're gonna put like something like this, and it will catch the light with this bush. Okay, it's coming along. Now what we need to do is Actually, let me grab this color right here, fix this. Also, we have this roof, which is kind of high. I mean, by value it's much lighter, but actually reflecting just kind of yellow. And I remember it from yesterday, and actually even today. But make sure we're not doing. So make sure you break your line. Let's add a little bit more of blue color. Good. So also kind of bluish. I'm gonna extend it right here. This is a good indicator of the house. Something like this. Something like this. Okay. Now let's work on our trees and then main highlights. Actually, you know what? Let's white our brush. And I'm not even getting to number 2, or maybe later. So right now, actually, you know what? I think we can extend this a little bit more, just to create, and this a little bit more. Yeah. And then we'll fix here with some details later on, like this tree. And don't forget the tree right here, which will kind of break as well, whole thing. And this tree right here. There's a shadow, this shadow, and this shadow. All right, so the brightest part is right here, and it's just like orangey. And I'm gonna use titanium white just to, because it's a very bright, and it's right here. Oops, it's more orangey than. Let me see. And then even reddish kind of, I see. Orange, reddish, ochre, and white. Something like this. And here is the porch, which is kind of glowing as well. Something like this. I don't like. I like this yellow, because it's not yellow. It was. And there is another spot which is right here catching the light. Alright, you say if this is catching this much of light, this needs to be lighter. Yes, of course. And we're gonna put a little bit highlights on the roof. Now you're absolutely right. Let's work with our highlights, and right now I'm not really even using the gel, so the biggest highlight is right here, right here, and a big lump of paint will be right here just to indicate the light. And here. catching some light over here, but it's more greenish light. Right here we're catching light on this tree, but before we put a highlight, let's work actually on a tree. So tree is dark, so I'm gonna use the darkest part. Same with this tree. This is a bigger tree. Okay. Now here it's glowing, same as this one. It's more now this one is actually catching the light as well. Oops. It's catching a lot of light right here, which is strange, but it's true. It's actually lighter than even something like this, because you know the light is hitting the, you can put a little bit of light maybe even right here and here, because it's catching lights. And maybe less here, but still we have some. And again, and this is I start fuzzing and buzzing. You see some peak right here. I see something right here. Oh, I forgot about this tree. Okay, now let's work on the green stuff. And it's really kind of greenish, but it's warm greenish color. So some catching light from here. Also, I see some light coming from here. I see some actually even warmer and lighter. Small touches just to first of all breaking this tree, maybe, and I see some colors, not this, but cooler. Catching this. And again, make sure we're watching the edges. If this is in the front and that is, you have to move the edges because it's further. Can be high. I'm gonna highlight a little bit, highlight right here. Just a little bit of highlights. going through. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the edges, because it's just something like this. We add it right there, we can add it right here, or we can actually add it right here as well, and remove the edges. I'm barely touching my brush, I mean the canvas, okay? This blump, let's remove, and maybe put some even here, break, something like this, something like this, window, let's define the shadow a little bit better. And this is it. Alright, so this is the painting. This is our study work from yesterday. This is our study from today. And actually, and by looking at this and looking at this, I see one problem that we need to fix. I'm looking at the study work, and this part is actually lighter, and it makes absolute sense, so that should be lighter. So let me, like this right here. So this is a catching right here. Oops. Just grab some dirt. And also right here, see that tree is, so let's push it. And we have to push it with actually darker color, not this color. Oops. Alright, so this is all. So we have two study work, quick study work right here, identical. Not really identical, because this is, there is some differences between this and this. And we can analyze it later on, just putting two images together and see what I was painting this, I was painting from this and just looking at the shapes, but the colors, you know, how I remember yesterday, I'm looking just on this structure, how I painted yesterday. So this is how you work from study to study to study. Alright, so let me switch to yesterday's video and finish it up. Alright, so this is our quick study work. This is the scenery right here. Let me change actual exposure so you can see. This is what we're doing with some modifications. but this is how it goes. So it was literally less than 30 minutes, I think. Let me go back to, so you can see actually painting. This will conclude this study, even though we started yesterday and we had this study 6x8, and then today, since I lost the file, I did another one. But you can see, so you can do all the studies all the time, from different location, different views, maybe moving to the left, moving to the right. I strongly recommend working on a quick study work, or QSW, as much as you can. As I mentioned before, I have 6x8 stack of 6x8s, and I always to go paint. I can stop for 30 minutes. Literally, this is 30-40 minutes. Just stop, do the sketch, do the painting, and then maybe another time come again. Maybe if it's raining, you just pull this in front, get maybe a little bit bigger size. Just looking at your study work, and you keep in mind you study 4 things, 4 goals, and do painting in the studio. And then when it's, weather permits, you can go outside again and paint another thing. And then when you study, when you finish 3, 4, 5 of this, guess what? You can work on a bigger piece, and you already know this. You know how to apply. You know what colors to apply. You have a freedom instead of struggling getting the painting from the one shot. It's very difficult. Okay, you have to be very, very, very pro. No, because pros do this a lot. All right, so this will conclude this demo. I hope you enjoy it. Please, if you're new to this channel, to my channel, please subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and stay tuned. A lot of things are coming. So this will be all for today. Happy painting, and if you have any questions, shoot me a message, and I normally reply within 24 hours. You haven't been faster than that. So happy painting. I will see you next time.
Here we go!